not a writer.
Okay.
Right now, what's happening, everybody? It's your boy Onyx here. Hey, going full nerd. You know I gotta vibe out just a little bit to the music. If I find my way home, and then get that little
For those who...
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Once again, it's your boy Onyx here, going full nerd on a Sunday at 6 o'clock. Yes, you could be any place, but you are here right now with me. And I appreciate that each and every little bit. But as always, if you watch on YouTube and if you listen to the podcast, you know I got to go through the administrative stuff first. And let's drop that now. So check this out, everybody. This is the live podcast recording for Going Full Nerd. You know, Onyx Uncensored. That's what I do. And that's where you check me out on various podcast networks. You can check me out on iHeartRadio.com. You can check me on Anchor.fm/GoingFullNerd. You can also check me out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you love to put your 2 cents in and possibly be heard, you can leave me a voice message on Anchor.fm/GoingFullNerd. Just click to record the voice message and you could possibly be played on the next podcast or video, or depending on what I put out any given week. But also, you can also join me live and make your voice heard. Get that shout out. Get that shout out. Get that 2 seconds of fame every Sunday at 6 p.m. And that is on youtube.com/goingfullnerd. And if you really want to get some good comic book information, press releases, and oh, by the way, merchandise, all that other good stuff, please visit goingfullnerd.com. And lastly, oh man, this stuff seems to be a mouthful every time. Maybe I should just pre-record this. I don't know. I think I might do that. Might write a little script and pre-record all the administrative stuff. But anyway, last but not least on the administrative, please, if you want to go ahead and get a little more oomph to your buck, follow me on Twitter, and the handle is ONYXXX1969. Alrighty, hey, and as always, we start off each podcast recording with the top 5 domestic box office. Yo, I haven't been going to the movies. I've been doing a whole bunch of other stuff. It's getting close to the holiday season. You got to hold that money close. Hold it tight. You know, you can't be throwing it out there. You got to hold on to your money. But anyway, but even if you are holding on to your money, this week's top box office, we all know it came out. It had to let it snow once again. Frozen came in number 1, pulling in $127 million in the opening weekend. Yes, we have gotten Frozen again. I really, you know, the Frozen mania is crazy. So every little girl and kid that loves Frozen, yes, we've got Anna, we've got Elsa, and we've got my favorite character, Olaf the Snowman, back again. Whew, $127 million, man. What I could do with $127 million. The production quality on this would probably go through the roof. Just saying. Just put my 2 cents in there. Coming in at number two is last week's number one, Ford versus Ferrari, and that pulled in 16 million. Coming in at number three is the biopic for Mr. Rogers starring Tom Hanks. I'm surprised that that came in third. That only pulled in 13.5 million. I guess it wasn't having a beautiful day in the neighborhood for that one. Coming in at number four, Chadwick Boseman. We know him, Black Panther, in his action shoot 'em up called 21 Bridges, pulling in 9.3 million. And last but not least, last week's number two coming in at number five, and that is the World War Two, one, the basically the war flick Midway, coming in at $4.7 million. Okay, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I've been taking it chill for a minute, and I've been watching all of the streaming stuff. So if you ever go back over to the YouTube channel, I did some adjustments, I did some changes, I did some fixes to the playlist. So I'm breaking down. I've got the Disney Plus playlist reviews. I got the Netflix playlist reviews. Got the theater movie reviews, and then I got all the other reviews, all nice and neat, so you can go to the content that you want to hear. But let's check this out. So I finally blew the dust off of Netflix and finished watching Raising Dion. Now, what we got to remember about Raising Dion. Raising Dion is a flick about a woman who is raising her son. She's a widower. She's raising her son on her own after the death of her husband, Mark. That's, let's pull the heartstrings now. Um, Pretty much it sounds like an old school John Singleton flick if it was set in LA. Single black mom raising her son, the troubles, the trials, the tribulations that they go through. But when Dion, yes, when he starts to manifest a few different magical, superhero esque or superhero like abilities, we add a level of complexity that can either make or break this film or this series. Let me say this series. It's not a film, it's a series, okay? So I said to myself, I said, okay, I was going to watch this and I was going to binge watch Raising Dion. I was going to binge watch it. But then my wife was like, no, I heard good things about it. We're going to go ahead and talk about it and watch it together. So you can't watch and binge it like you do your other stuff without me. I said, okay. Life, job, work, kids, everything gets in the way. So it took us a minute to watch all of it. I think it took us a whole 8 weeks. I mean, it's been out for a little bit now to watch 8 episodes, I believe. Yeah, or whatever it is. So here's the thing. I'm sitting back, and Netflix is actually creating very interesting concepts. I mean, their original shows, it's they're all over the place, and they're pretty good or pretty bad. They kind of go back and forth. So, but Raising Dion, this one ran through the Blurred community, and from what I understand, everybody raced to watch it and review it, but I don't think a lot of people absorbed it. And when I say Blurred community, for those of you who are uninformed and don't understand Blurred, that's a black nerd, much like myself. But anyway, so I waited for her, and we watched one episode every so often and finished it. And truthfully, I didn't feel one way or another about this show. Okay? That is not a good look when it comes to the Going Full Nerd show review probability. I mean, think about it. If a show has extreme ups and downs, all right, as well as it's trying to address social commentary, okay, and it puts all these little different elements like they're cooking a hodgepodge, okay, it becomes a muddled mess. And personally, in my opinion, Raising Dion, for what it was worth, I think it had too many cooks in the kitchen. It was just a little bit, it was all over the place. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to talk about some of the things I thought hit the good points. Okay, hit the good points of Raising Dion. I'm gonna hit the bad points, and I'm gonna hit the WTFs. The what the really, really, you know. Mm, I had to take a sip on that one. So let me tell you. Let's talk about the good. All right. I love the concept of Raising Dion. I mean, think about it. What would you do if you found out your child had superpowers? I mean, this has been addressed so many times in comic book media and television and cartoons and all this other stuff. I mean, really, that's the premise of Superboy. I mean, how do you think, John and Martha Kent felt when they saw little Clark pick up the tractor back in 1932 or what is it, 39, whatever, when Superman first came about? It was like, oh, I'm wearing my Dragon Ball Z shirt, even though, yeah, they found these kids in rockets, and things like that. But can you imagine when they was little and find out, wait a minute, they got a little power to them. It's a basic stereo archetype or archetype or whatever how you want to pronounce it. I don't have my thesaurus out right now, but this is the deal. You do that, and then you add a single black mother in Atlanta. Now, it gives it a twist, but I don't think they did not take the twist where I thought they would take the twist. I mean, I've been to Atlanta a few times, and there's a few things in Atlanta. Let's throw it out there. Let's put two and two together. Atlanta, hot Atlanta. Here's a few things that get down and go down in Atlanta. So, single mom, I mean, there was no mention of Magic City in Raising Dion. I'm just saying. There was no mention. There was no mention of Freaknik and Dion. I'm just saying. I'm just putting my 2 cents in there. All right. But this is the thing, the good part is the whole premise of the story was actually pretty darn good. I think they could have went a little bit further with making it a little closer to reality when they tried to address a couple of social issues in it. I don't think it was completely off base when they tried to address a couple of things, but I don't think they put the emphasis on it that they should have or could have. I think that's the best way for me to put it. But the good thing, like I say, the good part of Raising Dion was the concept. The concept. I mean, hey, I would freak out if I found out one of my grandkids had superpowers, and I'd be trying to figure out how to get him right. But I'm a little bit, I kind of know the superhero thing. I know how to keep the secret identity train and powers and stuff like that. But I also know that I'm a black male, and there's certain things that we gotta deal with. We gotta deal with. So check this out. So let's continue on. Now let's talk about the bad. I like to say what's up to the people that join my live chat. Ron, Omar, Thomas, appreciate y'all coming in and checking out the podcast recording. But hey, here goes the thing. Yeah, the kid was not the best actor. I will put that out there. That's part of the bad. The kid was not the best actor, but the kid acted like a kid. Now, I look at it, I kind of touched on this a little bit with part of the good, but the character development was slightly poor. Well, it was pretty poor. So there were so many times I would have had Dion's superpower or not. I'd have said, okay, Dion, go get the switch. Because Dion had a problem with listening. A lot of the problems that happened with Dion is because Dion was hard headed. Now, a lot of people sitting there, I'm not condoning whipping kids. Don't get it wrong. But sometimes a little discipline could help. Because Dion was using them powers. Dion, he wasn't laying hands on other kids, but he hit them with that mental wapow a couple of times, And the thing about it is, you know, it his listening factor was just horrible. I mean, somebody would say, "Oh, he's an 8, 9 year old kid. They don't listen." No, kids listen. Kids choose to do what they choose to do after they listen. Don't get it wrong. Now, if the kid doesn't listen and the kid act up, he got to get it from somewhere. Pops ain't there, so he's observed that behavior from his mama. So that meant his mama didn't listen in certain instances. And in a couple of flashback scenes, I kind of noticed, yeah, mama didn't listen a few times. Now, here goes the thing. I mean, nobody tries to make the kid miserable. All right. Everything when you tell a kid to do something is to protect them from either making a mistake that you have made or making a mistake that you see the potential of the problems. Dion, with his superpowers, he had more problems that could happen. All right. Just throwing it. Just throwing it in there. And like I say, I don't know too many black moms. I don't know too many moms, period. All right. That really do what they do that would put up, okay, with him not listening. Dion, no candy. Dion, no candy. Dion, I said, no candy. you know, but I can also understand the reluctance to mess with Dion because Dion hit you with the okay, you no candy, huh? Take that. You know what I'm saying? So, you 6.5 one way, 6.5 the other, call it a draw, right? But now here we go. The other bad about the story was the pacing. Okay. And this is a problem I got with a lot of stuff nowadays. Everybody's trying to be so relevant. Everybody's trying to get into stuff. Nobody's taking their time. This thing had so many different little itty bitty story arcs that were going back and forth, back and forth. I was like, back and forth. I was like, oh man, what the heck? But that's okay. But that's okay. So the mom was part of that issue. I think my major issue with the whole show was two characters. The mom and dad's best friend. Because the mom, I mean, she went from grieving widow to flirting, back to grieving widow, to oh my god, it's you. I miss you so much. Yeah, that might be a little bit spoilerific. But this is part of what I call major issues. This is the issue. This is like, oh my gosh, with this. So now, let's hit it with the WTF. Let's go with the what the heck happened. All right, the reveal of the villain. Okay, the reveal of the villain. The villain was, if you watch just like maybe the first 3 to 4 episodes, is like, I wonder what did it. Well, who's doing it? How is it happening? And then you get to the last few episodes, and then you like, what? Him? Oh hell no! But you look at it, and I understand that some of this they do stuff to see if people will like it, who want to grab it, who try to bring it in, and I know they're trying to set up a second season because some people actually loved this, some people actually hated it, some people thought it was wonderful, some people thought it was Now here's the deal: the writing to do such a thing, setting up the villain and then moving into the next season for the next villain, to me, it felt real predictable and it was a lot of lazy writing. Lazy writing. So I, I'm just feeling some kind of way. Whew, man. So what did your boy give Raising Dion? This a nerd flicks and chill for some. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know my wife said it gave her anxiety. She said she will watch it and it made her heart race. And I think that was more so because of the pacing, the erraticness of the show. It wasn't because it was an actual enthralling drama. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I say, the mom ain't know what she want to do. Then you introduce the sister who got the relationship with the head doctor, and the head doctor gets her fired because she's gonna. Why was that even necessary? Was that relevant to the story? Was it? No, no, it wasn't. Not at all. Not at all. Oh my gosh, really? We just got to be relevant in so many areas to try to draw in every crowd every time we make something instead of just sticking to writing a good story. And I wouldn't even, you know what? I wouldn't even put it as a sci fi movie. This was on this right platform. It was on Netflix. Is it going to get a second season? I think it will because people jumped on it. The blurred community jumped on it. Everybody wanted to be woke. But they needed to put this one to sleep. I'm gonna be honest with you. So, what do I give Raising Dion? Well, first of all, if it comes back to doing another season, I am gonna watch it. Maybe it'll get better. You know, they say the definition of crazy is doing something over and over again and hoping to get a different result. Well, folks, I might be crazy. Because I'm going to hope for a second season and hope that it gets better from here. Michael B. Jordan, you're the executive producer. I think you may want to take a couple of dollars and put a couple of more in and talk to your writing staff. Whew, man. So, Raising Dion as a whole, some episodes were good, some episodes were bad, but as a whole, since I got to watch the whole season one, gets a 2 out of 5. I mean, I was okay with some parts of it, but overall, I was not impressed. None. Not none of. This is the true definition of Netflix. I feel ill. Okay? Because the end makes me wish I had did something else. The end felt like a cop out. The end left me with more questions than answers. Okay? So, I mean, what did you guys think? What did you guys think of Raising Dion? I know it's been a couple of weeks. A lot of people kind of break their necks when it comes to doing these. When I do these reviews, they'll be like, oh, you got to review this, you got to check this out, do this. I can't do it all at once. I only got two eyes. Some people say I got four, but I only got two, and I got two with extra correction. I got to squint, I got to read, I got to look. I'm getting old here. Whew, man, it's driving me mad, folks. But Netflix, y'all talking about you know getting nervous because of Disney Plus. Y'all gotta come a little stronger than this. Netflix usually drops some pretty good original content, real good original content. Like I'm waiting right now. Lost in Space is getting ready to come back in December on Netflix. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be kind of good. I like the first season. I may go back and rewatch it. You can actually go on my YouTube channel and check out how I reviewed the first season. It was something worth watching for a minute. But this one, like I said, I mean, if you got nothing else better to do, go ahead and watch Raising Dion. I gave it a 2 out of 5. It's a little bit less than average or a little bit less than meh, but I'm not gonna ignore it. I mean, it could get better. I mean, there were some bright spots, like I said. The little girl, the little actress, I liked her better than the main character. You know, a lot of this felt like an independent film. It was independent. You know, I can understand why people say, yeah, Omar, I'm with you. The acting was kind of meh. Even from Michael B. Jordan, who was a monster as Killmonger, Creed, you know, Fruitvale Station. You know what I'm saying? He was a beast in those. But this, I think he just was like, yeah, yo, we ain't even gonna hire nobody to play the husband. I'm the executive producer. I'll show up 2 or 3 days, film a couple of parts. I get to kiss the girl. I do what I do. Thanks, I appreciate it. I mean that's how it felt. That's how it felt. That's how it felt if I was the guy to make the movie. If I paid for this movie, I'm gonna be in it. I'm gonna have a little more than a cameo. If I do a cameo, I'm gonna have a recurring cameo. That's how I'm gonna do it. That's how I feel. I got so many different superhero concepts in my mind that I think could take Raising Dion and just be like, yo, get this out of here. But anyway, because I'll be honest. I'll be honest. So many times I would have whooped Dion's little tail, superpowers or not. Superpowers or not. But anyway, everybody, I like to say thank you very much for joining us this week. We are about at the 25-minute mark, which is where I usually like to cut it loose because it gets hot in here. But I also like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, colonizer day, or whatever y'all want to call it. It's all good. I'm glad to see y'all enjoy me. I'm hoping to do a live show next Sunday. I don't know how I feel. I might be traveling. I don't know what I plan on doing, but please, there will be something, even if it's me premiering a video. I will be on chat with you at 6 p.m. next Sunday. Maybe, sorta, kinda, possibly. I don't know. It all depends. But anyway, hey, Thanksgiving's coming up. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Let me just go ahead and do that. And anyway, remember everyone, if you can't say something nice to somebody, don't say anything at all. Just send me the message. Record your voice message on anchor.fm and I'll play it for you and I'll holler. So let me go ahead, drop that music because I'm about to find my way home and off this recording. Peace, y'all, and I'm out of here.
No, I'm not a writer. Okay.